Previously.
Because this cannot be real life. It just can't.
Later.
And he did have a bad night. Just like I have bad nights, like you have bad nights, and you can't plan a bad night. A bad night sneaks up your butt and takes you like a puppet and messes up your night. I don't care if he can talk on camera, whatever it is, if he falls down and faints, whatever it is.
But the other one is having cognitive issues also. And by the way,
Well, that's
guys,
she didn't ask me that.
just a reminder. By the way, Trump wins, he will never leave. He'll be dead. He'll still be about the.
But a reminder, undecided. It's undecided.
There's a lot of Biden bashing going on. I'm pissed off at it, frankly.
What's going on, guys? So we got to talk about the cackling hens over at ABC's The View again. So I just posted a video about Jon Stewart basically going off and having a complete meltdown about sleepy Joe Biden in that disastrous debate and how he doesn't want to step down, and Democrats are trying to put their head in the sand, the politicians that is, trying to put their head in the sand and tell everybody to just ignore it and fall in line. And how dare you see the debate and see Joe Biden's cognitive decline, his dementia, his potential Parkinson's disease. Instead, you just need to respect all the achievements that he's had over all these years, which is the destruction of the economy, having extremely high prices, interest rates, and an extremely high volume of illegal immigrants coming into this country. That's what they want you to pay attention to instead of his disastrous results. It really seems like, to me, everything Joe Biden touches turns to garbage, but that's just my opinion. The cackling hens has something to say, and they were not happy about Jon Stewart's take. Let's take a look.
And Jon Stewart apparently weighed in on last night's Daily Show. Take a look.
Get on board or shut the up is not a particularly compelling pro-democracy bumper sticker. Nor
it's the Democrats' favorite strategy. They've been running with it for years.
What are you going to do?
Well, you know the reality. There's 4 months left to the presidential election.
4 months is forever. I am in no way saying Biden's got to drop out, but can't we stress test this candidacy? All we want is for someone to keep it 100, the percentage, not the age.
Is this a conversation Democrats need to be having right now, or is it a circular firing squad that's taking the focus off the awful things you know who has planned for America?
I mean, we already know that the party basically imploded once freaking Hamas attacked Israel. That alone was probably going to be enough. But then you had the lawfare against Donald Trump. Then you had the crippled economy. And now you have Joe Biden literally falling apart at the seams and the party not able to determine what the hell to do. Guys, it's over.
There is time to make a change. If that is what Democrats determined to be the right thing, far be it from me to give them that advice. But the reality is this: Gen Z and millennials make up the...
I disagree with her. I don't think that there's time to make a change. In my opinion, if you just throw somebody in there at the last minute, I just don't see it working. Like, I know that you could take different polls, and the polls might show, you know, people like I've heard polls saying Michelle Obama might work. I just don't believe it, guys. I don't think that, I mean, sure, she has a brand and there's other people who have brand recognition, but I don't think that it works to just throw them in at the last minute. I think a lot of people are going to be weirded out, confused. It's going to be terrible for marketing in terms of democracy working, considering the fact that people pick Joe. They want Joe. Even if they were tricked by propagandists to pick Joe, inevitably they still pick Joe. Just throwing somebody else in is going to be a PR nightmare to try to explain that, and the Republicans are absolutely going to attack. Democrats do not care about democracy, and this will just be more ammunition. First, they hid how bad Joe Biden was. Now they just replace him out of nowhere because they're afraid to lose. It just doesn't look good for the future of the Democrats. If they were to actually do it and get away with it, I don't want to hear nothing else ever about how Donald Trump was a threat to democracy ever again. Like, seriously.
Biggest voting blocks this election. 6 in 10 Americans did not want this rematch. anyone else, anyone who had a modicum of inspiration in the next generation, they will win those young votes, and it's enough to win the election.
And I'm a little tired of all the Biden bashing that's going on. I'm pissed off at it, frankly. There's a lot of Biden.
Which you can't handle what Donald Trump's been going through. Teflon Don can handle it. Joe Biden is literally just now getting bad press. This guy's been terrible for years, and now you're telling me you can't handle a little bit of Biden bashing? Donald Trump got all the news media against him. Basically, the only people that's on his side is Fox News and a bunch of independent podcasters and YouTubers and stuff. Come on, lady.
Bashing going on, and no calls for the sexually abusive felon to step down.
What?
That's cap, and you know it.
Are you delusional?
Yeah. That's actually not
Okay,
true,
hold on.
though.
Oh, come on. I don't see anybody in the right wing telling Trump,
I've been doing it
you
for
have
4
to
years.
sit
I
down.
testified against him. The fact that the public decided not to agree with it, I can't help. But there are so many people who've said he's
What
unfit.
Republic-
That's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell are y'all talking? They've been trying to literally put this man in jail. They've been trying to ruin his life. They're trying to take all his money. They're trying to ruin his family. Shout out to Stormy Daniels, who sees dead people. They're trying to literally destroy his reputation. Shout out to Whack Job Carol, saying she was raped with no evidence whatsoever. And then they're trying to throw him in jail for a bunch of BS in rigged courtrooms, rigged trials, rigged juries, rigged everything. Corrupt DAs, having affairs and all kinds of stuff. Get away with that, but then try to throw Trump in jail. It's ridiculous. Don't play with me with this whole, oh, nobody tried to get Trump to step down. A bunch of nonsense. Chris Christie and Nikki Haley tried it. A bunch of people ran against Donald Trump too.
Right? Everybody keeps calling it a disaster, a disaster. You know why Trump was better at it? Because he lies. He practiced his lies for 2 or 3 years already. That guy, all he did was spew lies that we've heard over and over and over again.
They keep trying to say this, but they proved that Joe Biden lied.
Some of them. He said he's the only president in a while who didn't have any troops dying anywhere in the world. Troops have, of course, died on his watch. He said he's put in a $15 per shot cap on insulin and Medicare. It's a $35 a month cap. He said it's a $200 cap on overall drug spending in Medicare. It's $2,000 a year. He said the border now has fewer crossings than when Trump was in office. That's generally not true. He said, or at least strongly suggested, unemployment was at 15% when he took office. It was actually 6.4. He said Trump wants to get rid of Social Security. Trump doesn't. He said billionaires pay 8.2% in taxes. It's much higher. He said Trump told Americans to inject bleach amid COVID. We know Trump made foolish comments about scientists studying disinfectant injection, but didn't frame it as advice to people. And Biden said the Border Patrol endorsed him. No, its union supported the border bill he supported, never endorsed him himself.
Donald Trump, the stuff that they say he lied, you could say he embellished certain things, but lied, I don't agree with at all. But Joe Biden just straight up just got facts wrong over and over and over again. And I believe intentionally. So I don't think that they have any moral high ground to stand on here.
When you're telling the truth, like Biden was trying so hard to tell the truth.
No, he wasn't.
It doesn't come as easily. It's so easy to just rehearse and practice your lies and then spew them in a debate the way he did. That was what was going on.
Having a difference of a political opinion is not a lie, guys. Like, these people are insufferable.
I'm sticking with Biden at the moment because I feel that he's our best choice.
You lying ass.
And I agree with Jon Stewart. Shut up and sit down, or whatever people say to everyone that are critical of this, I think are dismissive, because falling in line is what the Republicans do. We've talked at this table over and over about
like who? They literally they ran Vivek Ramaswamy, Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, Chris Christie, and Ron DeSantis, and there was some more people. I think Doug Burgum tried to run. There were some other people too. It's like, what are you talking about? Nobody fell in line. They had a full primary they all ran against Teflon Don, and they failed, just like Joe Biden's going to.
cowardliness of the GOP in standing up against Trump. In fact, they bend the knee at his every wish. The Democrats have always been better than that. They have debates, they disagree, and they do it publicly and out loud. Politics is...
What debate did Joe Biden go to? What primary debates did he visit? Like the only debate that he went to, he got his ass choked out.
Person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, we finally beat Medicare.
It's like freaking Teflon Don had this man in a freaking headlock. What the hell are you talking about?
What I'm tired of right now on TV is hearing the Democratic talking points reframing Biden's appearance as he had a bad night.
These the right-wing critics of the president have a credibility problem because of the fact checkers have repeatedly caught them pushing misinformation, disinformation. And so we see this, and this is something coming from your part of the world, calling them cheap fakes and misinformation.
Everyone misspeaks sometimes because I would not insult people by saying I didn't see that or look the other way. Everyone understands the existential threat of Donald Trump.
That's what y'all been doing for I can't deal with these cackling. They've been literally doing this for years, trying to say that we don't know what the hell we're talking about and that Joe Biden's fine. And now they're being exposed and they don't know how to deal with it, and she's confused because they're trying the same strategy still. They've been doing this same exact thing for years now. Of course they're going to keep doing the same thing. There's nothing else they can do besides tell the truth, and you know they're not going to do that.
So I would stop dismissing people that are concerned because some of them are within the Democratic Party.
You weren't here yesterday, Joy, and I said this yesterday. You know, Biden is not the guy that we saw in 2020. He's not the guy we saw in 2016.
Look at Sonny's face. She knows defeat is imminent. I'm just loving the energy she's giving off. It's giving off is over energy. She knows it. She's unhappy about it. She's definitely a bitter chick. But this is what you earned because Sonny was one of the people capping for Joe too. I did plenty of videos on this channel. Y'all know that she be BSing for Joe.
No.
Neither is Trump.
That is true, but he is not the guy that we saw as a senator. He is not the guy we saw for 8 years standing by Barack Obama jogging.
Joe Biden, stop taking showers with children. Stop smelling little girls' hair. We know what you did with your daughter, Ashley Biden. Don't do that.
Have to admit that. If not, we are being gaslit. And what I didn't like...
You're one of the gaslighters. What are you talking? You're one of them. Like, look in the mirror. Turn your computer on, turn your TV on, and look at your own programming. You're one of the gaslighters, Sonny. You've been doing it for years. I've got plenty of videos on this channel about your goofy butt.
And I'm conflicted about this because we are facing this existential threat. What I didn't like was seeing someone like the press secretary, who I admire.
Corinne?
We saw something, okay? And it's almost like, don't believe your lying eyes. We do not expect Joe Biden to lie.
Let me ask you a question, Joe.
Yeah.
You're right here with me.
Yeah.
Have you been on the floor of the Senate? You were in the Senate for a few years.
Yeah.
Time and time again, talking about the necessity, with pride, about cutting Social Security, cutting Medicare, cutting veterans programs.
No.
You never said that.
No.
When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government.
Look, here's the deal.
You're an honest guy. Why don't you just tell the truth here? We all make mistakes.
I am telling the truth.
And I not only tried it once, I tried it twice, I tried it a third time, and I tried it a fourth time.
I want him to tell the truth. I want him to say, you know what?
Are you saying he was lying?
Successful.
Is that what you mean?
No, I'm saying...
Okay.
Dude, like CNN the same network fact check him. I think it was like the same night.
I want him to say, you know, I've gotten older. I'm not as sharp as I used to be, but I'm successive. But he hasn't been saying it recently. His surrogates are saying the exact opposite. The National Black Caucus has come out and they have backed Biden.
Yep, and y'all all gonna go down together on that Titanic, okay? Y'all all gonna be drowning, just like all them people from the freaking boat, because the ship is sinking. Anybody with a brain would get off the ship and get on them dang lifeboats, okay? Put on your freaking vest to get the little hoop thing and, you know, hold on to it for dear life. But instead, these fools believe that they're some sort of heroes, okay, standing up for democracy, and that they can win with a cadaver, with a fossil, okay?
He's 81. He's 81. And he did have a bad night. Just like I have bad nights, like you have bad nights, and you can't.
There ain't nobody had no damn night like that. Ever. Like, they literally said, a lot of people are saying it's the worst debate in presidential history.
Plan a bad night. A bad night sneaks up your butt and takes you like a puppet and messes up your night. And that happens, and all of us have had them.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him.
I'm sticking with Joe because I believe he's been doing a really good job. And as I said,
the only reason you're sticking with Joe is because of Trump derangement. It's really that simple. It has nothing to do with the job that he's done. You gaslit yourself into believing he's done a good job. Price is high, illegal immigration, interest rates are high, Afghanistan withdrawal was disastrous. It's like there's so many things that are wrong, and to not see it is just preposterous.
Performing.
I just mentioned a couple things.
I don't care if he can talk on camera.
Are you serious right now, bro?
Slap yourself.
If it's too late, then it's September. There's
Well,
no
no,
chance
it's never. It's never too late.
Trump derangement syndrome. Hatred of Donald Trump so intense that it impairs people's judgment.
Would you worry about Joe Biden if you found that he had cognitive
If I find
issues?
on Thursday, look at who's got the issues now.
Do you suffer from a mental illness? Do you think you do?
You were going to say, if you found that out.
If he is having issues, cognitive issues, if whatever it is, if he falls down and faints, whatever it
But the other one is having cognitive issues also.
Get the hell out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Okay.
Get out! Get out!
And by the way,
What are you?
Just a reminder.
This is chaotic. Donald Trump doesn't have he took a cognitive test. What are you talking about? Did you not see the debate where he said he took not one, but at least multiple at least two cognitive tests?
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know. We made it public. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one, a real easy one. Like go through the first 5 questions. He couldn't do it.
What are you talking about? We hate cognitive. Stop. This is the stupidest gaslight. The whole "I know you are, but what am I" does not work here, Joy. Okay, it does not work here. Like, Joe Biden is the one who had a bad night, not Donald Trump. Stop it.
if Trump wins, he will never leave. He'll be dead. He'll still be bitching about the
It's undecided voters that are up for grabs, and I'm telling you, there are so many folks who are like, one's a crook, and the other one seems like he's not mentally up to it.
Guys, these women are just freaking insufferable, man. I cannot deal. They just totally went off the rails. Whoopi Goldberg couldn't complete a thought. Joy kept interrupting. Like, Sonny's coping because she knows that it's impossible to win. Like, this was hilarious. But these chicks, I tell you what, these are some annoying hens right here because they just cannot accept the reality, okay? This is not a person who you support. This is a joke. This is laughable. We're literally the laughingstock of the world right now. And these dum-dums are saying that they stand behind Joe? Like, now who is mentally bankrupt? These guys have been Democrat propagandists for a long time. There is nothing that anybody should take seriously that comes out of their mouths. At this point, these women are literally just entertainers. Okay, these are not people you should take seriously in terms of their political opinions whatsoever. At least on this channel, I try to bring you guys as much facts as humanly possible, along with some humor. You know, we bag on the leftists all the time, but these chicks are just full-blown propagandists who make no attempt to be objective whatsoever. Like, I call out Republicans if they're doing wrong. I will call them out. These ladies, if they stand behind Joe, they literally will stand behind anything. And this is another reason why Democrats must lose in November. You can't let a freaking dude who is halfway alive 2/3 alive, like barely alive at all, barely can speak, destroying the economy, has gotten Americans killed. You can't let this guy win because some celebrities way past their prime, who also appear to have their own cognitive issues, decide the election and sway your political opinions. These women are a joke. They shouldn't have selected Joe Biden to begin with. And it's their fault that they're suffering like this. It's their fault that people like us get to laugh at them each and every single day as they cope and realize their inevitable defeat is imminent. Okay, the dark hour is near. The walls are closing in. And soon all of these leftists are going to be up the creek without a paddle. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
We will stop the MAGA movement. Pause. Oh, pause. Remember that one? You ever notice he's always like... How the hell did this ever happen to our country?